So the crashing sounds of waves can be heard throughout the caves, particularly from the passage to the south. I will remove you guys from initiative order. And yeah, let me know what you would like to do next.
Axel wants to check the corpses.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to start bringing them back into this little area.
All right. Give me a second to look look that stuff up real quick. So,
Is it okay if I could do that? Would I know that he has good berries and kind of?
Yeah, I think he's got a couple
he's made a
last week.
pretty big deal about his good berries.
Really good berries. They're awesome
Yeah,
berries.
yeah. I think he's mentioned his good berries every session for the last 4 sessions. So
Okay.
I would say it's a pretty safe bet that you know that he has good berries.
Right, I'll take a good berry and put it in his mouth and like
In his
mash his.
defense, yeah, the druid in my Friday game, they've been playing for 28 weeks. People still don't remember that he has good berries. So I guess a druid can never talk about his good berries enough. Is sort of a rule of thumb.
Oh, just wait.
Now, if they've got deluxe good berries, which is where they take 1 level of life cleric and then they make 10 basically healing potions worth of good berries, then you really can't forget about them. That's when they start to get out of control. Oh yeah. All right. Let's see.
Well, thank you,
grab
thank you, Ilaria. I appreciate it.
pirate loot. That's what I'm looking for. All right. Had to grab another macro real quick because it's so much easier to just have the macro than to roll it out. All right. So we got that one, and then I might as well go grab the hobgoblin one too. I could probably just tell you the hobgoblin one. There's only 2 hobgoblins. All right. So you killed a bunch of smugglers. Let me kind of collect all the bodies into one place. That'll make my job a little bit easier.
Yeah, I wanted to kind of drag him into this room to kind of clean up the area, kind of.
Yeah, standard murder hobo operating procedure. So, let me see. This one, there we go. And then we got this guy, this one. Yeah, it's a clean sweep. Clean sweep. There we go. And then, of course, we got this milted girl right here. There we go.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 pirates. So 1, 2, 3. All right. So that's what those guys had on them. Let's see. Regarding the other ones,
With you all, I'd like to take a dagger, maybe for Buddy's use.
yeah, you could like kind of tie it to his hand, so he's got a little dagger to defend himself. That makes sense.
You know, honestly, that could be the best use of Artisan's Blessing, where I can make pretty much any item. Just make a little Betty dagger.
God.
All right, what else do we got here? There we go. 2 hobgoblins. So the hobgoblins have mostly identical gear, but I will type them out real quick. They have... I guess I'll just put it 2. There we go. That'll delineate. Someone will eventually write loot macros for every type of monster, and it will just be the best. And then, yeah. I have some like for certain campaigns where there's a lot of a certain type of monster, I'll do like loot macros. But I try to use like a nice variety of monsters because I feel like that keeps it, there's a little bit more spice than fighting like, bugbears for 20 levels. Anyways, so let's see, 2 longsword, 2 shield, chain, 2 helmets, 2 longbows.
While you're doing that, Crash, I think Toothless is still feeling like pretty hungry, so he's going to cast Goodberry again.
Okay, go for it.
And hand like 5 of them over to Tyree. If she wants to eat them, it's up to her.
5 days worth of food.
Yeah, you want to feel bloated. That's how you do it. Let's see. So that was those guys. Then we've got the scouts. Let's see. Now, something to note before you guys decide whether or not you want to haul all this stuff back to town. A lot of times, you play Vigima games and you get to sell things, and the computer's like, you could sell it for half of the listed price, and you're like, I guess that makes sense because it's a video game and that's cool. Then you play a game that has a little bit more depth to it, like Skyrim or one of those games, and you're like, I have 100 mercantile skill and 100 in persuasion, and I can actually buy something from you and then sell it back to you for 5 times what I just bought it, from you, and that makes sense because it's a video game. Generally, to kind of move games along and keep the focus on the gameplay and less on the fantasy shopping of arguing over how much a used longsword should cost. I opt for the you can purchase things from the player's handbook at the listed price, and you can sell things from the player's handbook at half the listed price. And half the listed price pretty much just takes into account that you're not a merchant, you don't have a store, you don't have a license to sell goods, you don't pay taxes to the local government and whatnot for the ability to sell goods. You're basically like supporting the local economy by selling at a loss so that they can sell at a gain, and like the world can just keep moving, blah 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 blah. So that's the general take that I have on it, and it seems to work pretty good. Like it also allows you to take care of basic buying and selling in the treasure channel of Discord without having to spend precious game time haggling over 5 gold pieces basically. Because in my experience, you will eventually have so much money that you will regret all the time spent arguing about 5 gold pieces when you were low level. So as I'm listing this stuff off, obviously the armor and stuff like that got kind of beat to shit, but people have the ability to repair that kind of stuff. It's probably easier to repair stuff than it is to build it from scratch. So it all sort of averages out. So if you do have extra gear, when you go back to town that you hauled all the way back there, you can totally just sell it for half of its listed price. Does that work for everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I
All
got a question real quick. So for the Forge Cleric Channel Divinity, right, for Artisan's Blessing, could I, in theory, like round up 100 gold or round up a bunch of weapons and shit like that, and basically Artisan's Blessing it into like an ingot or something worth 100 gold, or you think that would be too far fetched, or no?
What does the blessing do? Can you post it into? Okay. Let's see. You conduct an hour-long ritual that crafts a non-magical item. Let's see. Creatures. The thing that you create can be something that's worth than 100 gold. You must lay out metal, which can include coins, with a value equal to the creation. The metal irretrievably coalesces and forms a crystal. Yeah. I think that could work. You're basically pulling like a Full Metal Alchemist here, and like just kind of transmuting like a suit of plate mail into like several suits of chainmail kind of deal. Like you're basically taking one thing and transforming it into another using its base cost, is what you're saying?
Yeah, taking like rounding up a bunch of the long swords, like it would be kind of difficult to carry like a shit ton of long swords and daggers
Right.
like that. Just basically turning them into like a more condensed version of like a basic.
Yeah. I mean, I think that could work. So
I haven't really played with the Artisan's Blessing like
yeah.
so.
All right. Cool. So let's see. Too small.
Pretty sure there's enough ass pistols that we could just everybody could have one.
Yeah.
But what if Buddy needs 3? Definitely. Don't worry. I'm definitely not taking this for Buddy. Nothing to be.
Was there anything else on Sam Blanet?
I haven't gotten to him yet. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Trying
to see how much Smith's tools cost. I might just use it to make use of Smith's tools.
Did we ever find the third guard?
There was one with the body.
One was in the snake. One was made into a trap.
I think one was thrown on the boat. And,
oh, they took one with them. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's see what our buddy Sam Blanet had on him. Let's see.
Is anyone tracking all this money or no?
Boy, I sure hope so.
I will if no one else wants to. I've done it before. I'm not gonna do it right this second.
That'd be helpful.
But I usually end up doing
Yeah, I'd
it, though.
appreciate it.
Especially if we're gonna be.
Sam Blanet did not really have that much great stuff on him, but he had a spell focus, which was a wand. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool because I think a spell focus is like anywhere between 5 to 25 gold, depending on which kind it is. Let's see, a dagger. You had fine clothes, but they're pretty busted. But you have somebody with mending, so I guess it's worth mentioning. Yeah, let's see. All right. Interestingly enough, he did not have a spell book on him.
He didn't have a key on him either.
Let me see. Give me an investigation check.
God. Nope. Not me.
Yeah, I mean, your gut instinct tells you that he would have a key on him, but you do not. As you kind of search through his pockets and whatnot, you don't see a key.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I think that is everybody. Also in this room are 5 bolts of foreign silks and what looks like 8 casks of alcohol, question mark. These casks are roughly the size of like a 5-gallon water jug IRL. So if you've ever, seen like an office water cooler with like the 5-gallon jug, that's about how big these are. So each one of them weighs about 30 pounds. So 25 for the liquid and then 5 for the barrel.
What's in it?
You're assuming alcohol.
Toothless would try and open it up, I think, at this point.
Okay.
Been a long day.
Absolutely.
You wanna pop one of these? It has elven brandy in there.
Oh.
Haxel, you know right off the bat that there are strict and very steep tariffs on elven brandy, so it is a hot item to smuggle.
It's like,
I don't know how you know that, Haxel. I don't want to out you or anything, but you do know that right off the bat for some reason.
Toothless would like totally put his like long snout into it and start like slurping it.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
gross.
tastes expensive.
Oh, that's the good stuff, guys
Yeah.
and ladies.
Yeah, it has a very sweet, fruity taste with it's a little dry. There's some dryness to it, but it leaves sort of a pleasant, lingering aftertaste.
He looks over to Buddy and sees if Buddy would like a sip.
Yeah, roll a d20. Yeah, so Buddy leans back and away, and the subtitles read Allah forbids it. So I guess he has some religious views that you need to respect, because he will not be partaking of the devil's drink. So
We learn more about each other every day, Buddy.
okay, I see a little miniature just kind of scooting along without the rest of the party. Let me tell you all the traps that you just sprung real quick. Hold on.
Who moved?
Yeah. So he's still moving. That's cool. So Skull, as you made your way down the sloping passage by yourself, where you combated the hobgoblin.
Okay.
The incline of the passage is perceptibly greater in this area. They have coarse matting laid down in place to negate some of the slipperiness of the slope. No worries. You're not in combat. You're not trying to run. Everything should be fine. You reach this smaller chamber right here, which seems to be a passage widens here to form a small cavern. There are 3 more bolts of silk cloth and 5 more casks in the middle of the floor, resting on a piece of coarse matting. And then you do see the entrance to a cave over here, wherein you saw that the passage led to a cave that opens directly to the western sea. The tide is out at present, and there is little water in the cave, but there is an obvious high water mark 3 feet above the floor. So at high tide, this cave would be undetectable because it would be completely filled up with water. Pulled up to the sloping cave floors, a small boat, perhaps large enough for 8 people if you squeezed in there real tight. It has oars, a step-down mast, and a neatly furled sail. In the industry, they would call this a jolly ship or a jolly boat. It's basically a little tiny pirate ship. The rope tied to the bow is being held down by a large boulder that is serving as an anchor.
Nice.
Those of you who know about such things, a jolly boat of this size and totally average build would probably sell for about 100 gold. Alrighty. So, what next, folks?
Wouldn't mind taking a little bit of a rest in here real quick, like if no one is opposed to it.
How long did that altercation take?
Oh gosh, like 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm gonna go get Chipper and bring him here then.
Okay.
His body.
Toothless would kind of investigate the boat and be like, let's see if we can learn anything from this. Where they came from, why they're here. And he would kind of, do his little, investigating.
All right. Did you actually want to go all the way there, or is it all right if I just grab him and bring him over here for expediency?
Absolutely. Yeah, bring him over here.
Okay. Yeah, he would still be out. He was hit on the back of the head with a warhammer. So, assuming there wasn't any internal bleeding, he would still be, unconscious at the table where you left him.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
What does Chippa have on him?
We already took his stuff.
Yeah,
barrel.
I mean, he's got I think you guys already took all his stuff last session.
Haxel's gonna make sure to close up the rum if possible.
Okay, closing up this brandy that was tapped. All right.
Can I shake the rest of the barrels to?
Now, Haxel, you know that tapping it has increased the value ever so slightly. So these sealed ones are going to definitely have a higher market value. But because this now that it's tapped, like anything could have happened to this. So,
Excuse me.
all right. So,
I'm
what
gonna
now?
go look at the.
Can I shake
Is
the
this
rest
more?
of
Is this more barrels of brandy right here?
Yep. There's 5 more casks of brandy and 3 more bolts of silk.
Is this ship seaworthy?
Totally. Yeah.
Does Haxel have any idea where he is?
You are in the world of Toril and the continent of Faerun, and the Sword Coast region. This is the this is the
I mean, is
literal
he?
Sword Coast. You are 3 hours south of the town of Saltmarsh.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
Is he
I
familiar
don't
with these
know.
waterways?
I don't
Hey.
know. Yeah, I don't know exactly how much info to give you. Are you trying to figure out if you could find this cave again from the ocean? Is that what you're wondering?
Could I sail this boat out of here? Am I familiar with the waterways enough to not run?
I mean, like, assuming you did your water vehicles check, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. Keep in mind the Sword Coast is called the Sword Coast for a reason. Lots of sharp, jagged rocks along the coastline.
If possible, can we investigate see if we can determine where it came from?
Where the ship came from?
Yes. Maybe just here, but if there are kind of any identifying marks.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean, the 2 of you are here. Why don't one of you roll with advantage an investigation check to see if you could sort of figure anything out here.
Oh, that might be you.
Okay.
I bet plus. Yeah, +1. I'll.
Oh, not very helpful.
All right. Yeah, the ship seems to be in good shape. It seems to be well tended and definitely um has seen action. It's not just like they built it here and kept it here for emergencies. So the ship has done some coming and going. Uh, a craft this small is not meant for any sort of deep sea um, activity, and something this small isn't something that you would use all the time in such a dangerous area. Because again, in addition to these sharp rocks and everything else, this is a medieval fantasy setting, so there are all manner of nasties that would sink a boat this small pretty easily. In your profession or your former profession, Haxel, a boat like this is often used to travel short distances, inlet bays, harbors, and most especially to go ashore from a larger ship.
Is there any? Is there any marking on it that says it belongs to? It's a launch for a larger ship or a, any?
Oddly enough, this clandestine organization of smugglers did not leave any obvious markings, nor did they write their name or forwarding address on their boat. But
Rats.
it
Fun.
never hurts to check, because I have noticed over the
Yeah.
years that a lot of people spend the last moments they have alive pulling out their journals and writing down everything that happens or happened right before they died.
And they go,
So
Also,
yeah,
Oh,
also an unmarked vessel would be extremely curious.
yeah.
there must be a larger ship. Should we try and find it? Wait for it? What should we do?
That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I think we can wait for it.
Why
but,
would it? Why would it be a bad idea? We could try and figure out where these people are.
Haxel, with your background, you know that any ship large enough to necessitate a jolly boat would require a minimum crew of 12, but more than likely a crew of approximately 20 individuals.
Yeah.
No problem.
And they'd see us coming.
Yeah, in our little jolly boat.
And there's most likely some kind of.
But you do have to
one
admit,
cannonball on the
with
side.
your background, that this is a pretty sweet setup. The Scooby Doo situation with the haunted house up top to dissuade people from coming by and checking it out, and then this well hidden cave with access to the ocean. As far as a smuggler's operation goes, this is a pretty good one. It had a lot of potential.
Did we go over who the Scarlet Brotherhood was?
I did
I
one. No, we didn't.
No.
You told us the symbol had tapestry up there. And speaking of which, Skull wants to take a knife and cut out the symbol and take it with
Okay.
him.
All right, so you're just gonna cut the symbol out of the tapestry? And
Yeah,
leave
I don't
the
want
rest
the
of the
whole.
tapestry
I
there?
don't need the whole thing. Just like a
Okay.
scrap of the symbol.
All right.
And I guess if
So,
you're not-
guys,
maybe a history check to know more about them.
Yeah, definitely a history check to see if you know anything about this. This would be a pretty high DC.
Yeah, I don't.
Since they are from out of town.
Let's cast guidance on him.
I was just thinking out loud. I will make the check. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, you. No idea.
I wasn't.
so Haxel would approach the group
Huh?
and just have everyone know that we are now in possession of a pretty lucrative operation. We have transportation, we have headquarters, we have some inventory to get started, and I've got some experience being a smuggler. There's some connections.
But do you think they'll come here to
Yeah.
find what happened to their operation? It seems like they
Yeah.
might be a little concerned about that.
I think so, but I also think that they probably would need the group to run this place.
I see.
You know that might be something for the future, but for now we might want to go close this case out. If speaking,
Are we just going to leave all this inventory here?
Do you want to take these illicit goods back to town? In the boat?
I think we could find. I think we might be able to find some buyers.
We were told that we could have whatever was in the house, correct?
That's a good point.
There's still some
probably we should
skeletons to
bring
go
it
have fun
back.
with.
Oh, but probably we should bring that back, as Illyria noted.
I mean, if you guys still want to pretend to be the good guys, we could just turn the stuff in. I'm sure Haxel, you would prefer to sell it for a profit.
I mean, we could sell it for a profit still, since we were told that.
Yeah, whatever we found, we could keep.
I mean, if you sold
Right.
it legally, you would still have to pay the heavy tariffs that made them smuggleable goods in the first place. Is the thing.
Yeah.
The 3 things that you found here that qualify as goods that would be good for smuggling would be the firearms, the silks, and the elven brandy. So those are all 3 items that are currently being very heavily taxed and tariffed. The firearms, to the point that they're basically like illegal. And a big part of that, and this is actual Forgotten Realms lore, is that most of the people that are in positions of power in the Sword Coast and in Faerun and Toril in general are spellcasters. Spellcasters have, throughout the history of the world, stymied the efforts of science and engineering. because they view it as a very dangerous competitor to their way of life. So certain things are just too cool not to have. So like for example, Waterdeep, like most of the rich people have toilets now and like indoor plumbing and stuff. But something like a firearm basically allows even the wimpiest soldier to be rocking damage similar to a wizard or a warlock. So that's the kind of stuff that really the only place in the world that can utilize this stuff openly is the island nation of Lantan, to the south, like far to the south, and that's because they're their own sort of independent country, and they have the steampunk technology basically to stand up for themselves. They're basically like, you want to take our smoke powder, you're going to take it from our dead steampunk empowered hands, kind of thing. And so you very rarely see things like firearms and stuff anywhere else but there, because of these laws and tariffs and whatnot that are placed on these goods. So
Well, I say we sell.
So, I mean, we probably own this building now. Maybe we can convince them to let us have this building. We close the bottom portion of this off, and maybe we open up a tavern and an inn.
A
But it-
haunted
it-
tavern.
B&B 3 hours from town.
But
We could sell it.
is there a
It's a
ship,
destination retreat.
Yeah, it's
a
haunted.
ship that comes here from time to time? It seems like
There's a ghost
Like there
ship
might
too.
be.
We can pay them. We can
Yeah.
set up some binoculars outside, and they can see the ghost ship.
be a little careful.
Ah.
Sounds good. I'll be in charge of closing off the downstairs area.
Oh, here's what I think. We should definitely take a short rest if we want to. We can go fuck with some skeletons upstairs, if we want, or just leave. I think did we explore the entirety of the house? I don't think we have. There might be a couple rooms we still haven't explored, but
I don't
We
think
never
so.
got
whether it's
that
worth
one.
doing
I
that,
don't
it's
think
up
so.
to you guys. I don't mind.
Yeah, I would. I'd definitely like to take a short rest, and then I also want to craft some smith tools with Artisan's Blessing.
Yeah, a short rest works well for Toothless as well.
What are you making? They're using the metal here.
Yeah, I just want to grab like a couple like shitty long swords.
Okay. Okay, I was gonna say I definitely want this armor. Which
Yeah, no, I won't use the armor. I'll use
yeah,
some random cheap.
that I was gonna buy later, but it's here. I'll just have them fit it for me because it's definitely too small, and repair it. Can't use it yet.
Well, with smith tools, I can repair it as well afterwards. So. we
But
can
in
look at
here,
that.
all right, so where would you guys like to take the rest? Just right where you are, or
I think in this room, yeah.
There's cots
There's
upstairs.
beds upstairs.
There is cots upstairs. And at least we would hear.
and also skeletons at the door. I don't think that's very.
It's boarded
I mean,
up.
this room feels kind of safe-ish. We're see what Toothless likes.
Next to all the dead bodies.
Oh, we can move them out. But if people feel uncomfortable, we can definitely go upstairs.
Yeah, either way. We still have that.
Also, kind of go down into the room with like the boat.
Yeah.
Axel's good with that. He
all right? So you guys want to go down by the water then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
There's still one more person. Like, there's one person that got away, right?
Yeah,
That
and,
chick.
and if high
Mhm.
tide comes in, like, we don't know what time it is actually during the day, do we?
I believe session 3 ended at 10 a.m. You went right back into the house, right? Because we ended right as you guys were
straight
returning to the house.
downstairs too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
So with the fighting and interrogating and investigating and whatnot, that was probably took up about, I don't know, 90 minutes or so. So you consider the fight that you just had, a little bit of exploration, all that jazz. Maybe put you at like 1 in the afternoon.
Does it look like the water is coming up?
More than likely, the high tide's not going to come until evening.
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
rest, and I'll
right, yeah.
I'll bring Chipper with us in case he wakes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
We still have to decide what we
Crash
want
him.
to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
Toothless is kind of walking around these hallways.
Okay. So you're just gonna stroll the halls, sort of thing.
Yeah, and he's gonna look for things that like baby spiders might want to eat when they hatch.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. That's a tricky situation, right? So are you looking for like bugs, basically, like the little like
Yeah, bugs, tiny little bugs.
yeah, the little like trilobite looking roly poly bugs that like to hang out on the rocky coastlines, kind of thing. Yeah.
Tiny spiders as well that could be
Okay.
like regurgitated back.
Yeah, because you definitely have to chew them up for them, into a nice little gel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that would just be what is Toothless's background again? It's is it Outlander? Or is fish-
Yeah, he's a fisherman.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this would kind of be in the same category as collecting bait. So yeah, you don't really need to make a check. You could just kind of go around and scrounge this stuff up.
Cool.
So, all right. Yeah, nothing really bothers you guys while you're doing this. Haxel, you do notice there are some sizable crabs in the waters near the cave entrance. By sizable, I mean that they are roughly the size of, say, a kitchenette table. So about about 4.5 feet across. So they seem curious about you and yours, and more than likely they can sort of smell the dead, basically, but they don't come out of the water or up onto land to cause any problems.
Or what were they again?
Crabs, just giant
Okay,
crabs.
regular crabs.
Pretty big crabs.
Oh no, big crabs.
Well, I mean, by Dungeons and Dragons standpoints, they're pretty regular crabs, but they are still giant in their size. They're still adorably cute, though. So there is that.
Alright, so we're good for the short rest. You said.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead. Technically, you have 2 bards, so each bard can roll a d6, and you can take the higher of the 2 different d6s. And if you spend hit dice, you can also regain the that amount. So you were out barded by the other bard by 1. So anyone that spends hit dice, you also gain 6 more hit points.
Nice.
You don't get that per hit die, but you get it on top of whatever you would have recovered normally, if that makes any sense.
Yep.
You basically get the bonus 1 time.
5.
Yeah, so the crabs are like, like that big and just so cute. And they're down there. They're just down there in the water, kind of casing the joint, as it were.
Doing crab things.
Yeah.
So, what does Haxel know about? So, if you wanted to sail this thing back to Saltmarsh,
It would be a tools water vehicles. Now, there is a lot more to sailing a boat, obviously, than just knowing how to sail it. You do need basically a navigator, or at least some, decency with navigation. And perception is very useful as well, because you want to make sure that you don't run aground or hit a reef or rocks or any of those nasties that could come up. This close to shore, you'd have to be pretty dumb to sail in the wrong direction because you have like the shoreline and it's a pretty clear day, so you can see um, where the sun's at and all that jazz. But out in the open ocean, that's where navigation really kind of comes into play and can pretty much make or break your travel for the day if you get a good or bad navigation check. Perception always going to be important, and of course, sailing the actual vehicle is always going to be important. But those are the three main skills that kind of come into play. And the
How about Lauren?
and the stat that is used for sailing a ship is actually wisdom.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Trying to fill this out.
Yeah, and then there should be a box in the bottom left of your character sheet, and that's where all the weird proficiencies go, like tools and vehicles and languages and all that stuff. And those are generally set up to query your stat because oftentimes, like tool proficiencies and whatnot, use different stats depending on the situation. But almost always, water vehicles relies on wisdom because you're basically you're having to take a lot of data that's coming in and sort of just kind of process it quickly, but also sort of go with your gut. So it's a lot more intuition based than it is like just raw intelligence based. Intelligence would come into play with navigation, that sort of thing. Ideally, to be a one-man pirate, you pretty much have to have good stats in every category. Because the things that you need to be a really good pirate in Dungeons and Dragons, like the skills kind of pull from all your different stats. Which is probably why they have crews, when you think about it. So
if I can we moor it in Saltmarsh?
can you do what to Saltmarsh? Can you take the ship to Saltmarsh? Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
you can sail the ship to Saltmarsh.
All right, so I'm going to tell the team that, like, hey, I could probably sell us back to Saltmarsh in this.
And again, you're pretty sure it could hold 8 people, but that is 8 people if you are, not carrying any cargo, right? And that's also like cramming 4 of your friends into the back of your Volkswagen Beetle sort of situation. Like, yeah, I got plenty of room. Like, hop on. I mean, you can look at the size of this thing and know that it's going to be a tight fit to get 8 people in there.
Yeah.
I think Toothless would look at it and he'd be like, well, that sounds fun. It's better than walking on land.
I agree.
But he has his own biases, so,
Haxel does think we should try and get that locked door before we.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah.
I just
Don't
remembered
we
I have a
key
crowbar.
to something too?
No, I do have the key.
oh, well,
Yeah.
why don't
Then he pulls out his crowbar that he remembers he had, which would give him advantage when opening a door with the strength.
Okay.
Don't step.
All right,
don't touch that
Where
slime.
are we going?
You're going
All right, so you guys heading back to the locked door? You want me to move everybody there, or are you gonna kind of journey there on foot? It is really cute to see your minis all moving
immersion.
around, so.
Immerse.
All right.
Have
Gotta
your
be pretty
gonzo.
fast for somebody that's not here.
Why is it so dark in this room?
I lost my torch or something like that.
Which room? This room you're in right here? Because there's no light. The close.
The
have
image
a
has
torch.
lights, I think.
Haxel should have dark vision. Yeah, you're an elf. Haxel, you can see. I don't know what you mean. Are you saying it's too dark to see, or are you just wondering why it's dim?
This is Toothless. Sorry. Can I have a torch?
Oh yeah, so you should be able to select yourself and then do torch. There you go. Did that work? No. All right.
This room is like really dark for some reason. Like the other rooms are fine.
Right. There's no light sources in this room, Axel. That's why it's dark. Also, keep in mind that dark vision is not the same as like seeing perfectly in the dark. You could see, but you see as if it was dim light. So it's not going to be as bright as if you had a torch or a light source or anything. All right, let me just pull you out a torch then, since the
Yeah,
latest,
it's
like
not quite working.
the update last Tuesday or this past Tuesday kind of messed up a lot of the API scripts. So
Thank you.
yep, you should be able to grab that torch and move it with you. So you've got all these things to move now. All right. So, Skull, you stand at the locked door to Samblane's room. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to unlock it with a crowbar.
Okay.
Cast guidance as well.
Yeah. So you get guidance cast on you. You're feeling pretty pumped up with religion. You've got a crowbar, so that'll give you advantage on this athletics check. So let's see this athletics check.
26.
All right. Yeah. So you just get that bar in there, and you just break the lock, no problem, and the door opens up.
It's kind of bulk in there.
All right. So what you see is Samblane's private chambers. Unlike the barracks that you were just in, this small room has comfortable furnishings and appears to be well cared for. A comfortable looking bed in the corner has a wooden foot locker at its foot. Seems like the right place for it to go. A small wooden table stands against the southern wall. A padded leather chair beside it. On the table, a brass 3-branch candlestick with candles can be used to provide lighting to the room. Let's see. Under the table, a small wooden box and an unlit bullseye lantern with a movable shutter over its lens can be found. There is a shelf above the table with 3 books on it. In the looks like southeast corner, there is a closed wooden wardrobe.
Yeah, let's check out the footlocker first, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. All right. The foot locker. The foot locker is not locked. And it contains pretty much just underwear, socks, a spare pair of boots, as well as like a grooming kit, essentially. So, like, something to trim your facial hair, like a shaving kit, soap, that sort of stuff.
Can I investigate the lockbox or the footlocker to see if there's any like hidden compartments or anything?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you kind of knock on it, look for hidden panels, kind of run your hands along the edges of the bottom. It seems to just be a footlocker. It doesn't seem to be anything concealed about it.
Looking at the books on the countertop, can I read? Do they have names on them or anything without grabbing them or anything? Just looking at them.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. So, the volumes above the desk, there is. Let's see. Do they have titles on them? No, none of them have titles on the spines. You would actually have to kind of flip them open and take a look to see what they contain.
We'll kind of pull each of the volumes down.
Okay. So the first volume you grab is a volume of fully illustrated erotic poetry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Toothless pockets that one.
Okay. Okay. The second book is a naval almanac listing the tide times for the area of coast around Saltmarsh. So a total of 100 miles of coastline is covered. So that could be pretty useful.
He'll take that one as well.
Okay.
Axel would actually like to have that, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
sure. Yeah, I know. You should definitely take it.
You can enjoy those poems while.
The third book is a treatise concerning the demigod Ayuz and its minions. So that's interesting.
Unless anyone wants it.
Everyone's
From
taste.
what you can understand, Ayuz is not a good creature. It's definitely your takeaway from the quick glance that you had. And a piece of parchment does kind of fall out of that book as you're kind of quickly flipping through the pages. And it does one of those dramatic, like, down to the down to the tabletop.
Last will and testament of Buddy.
I look at it.
Okay. Yeah, so it has quite a few words and phrases in the common trade tongue of the region, which I guess if you really wanted to dig deep into Forgotten Realms lore, that would probably be like Chondathan, which is a type of human. They are the most trade and like mercantile centric, and the trade language of the Sword Coast is based on their language. So, yay lore. So on the left-hand column is common trade tongue, and on the right-hand column is the goblin equivalent. So I don't know if anybody speaks goblin or not. If you do, you can you definitely identify it as goblin script, and it is just sort of a most used phrases list. So there's stuff like stop, fight, lift, come, stay, help. It kind of has that feeling of like the foreman hired a bunch of like immigrant workers and needed to be able to communicate with them, sort of thing.
It's going back.
Yeah, so those are the three books.
Guess we'll check out the desk and the table now. Or did the desk have, you said something was underneath it, like a box?
Yeah. So sort of a wooden milk crate situation underneath the desk here. Inside of that, there is a pretty fancy bullseye lantern that has a shuttered lens that you can kind of easily close and open the light source. Let's see. What else? In the box are 12 candles, flint and steel, and like little starter wicks, basically, to help you get the candles lit inside the lantern. There is a piece of parchment that has some interesting writing on it. Let me see if I could find that for you real quick.
I was gonna ask, session 2 we found a piece of paper upstairs and it had also had some weird writing on it. I asked him it be a cipher, but we kind of forgot about it. I want to pull that out now and check a look at that. Maybe they match up.
Okay. So it looks like, yeah, you give me an intelligence investigation check, but advantage because you have the other piece of paper.
Ooh. This will be this will be good. Can I have guidance, please? I'll ask the dwarf for guidance. Or maybe I'll have advantage anyway. Nice. Okay. Alright, so 16.
Okay. Yeah, so it turns out that this is a relatively simple, almost like a Morse code system. The lantern is used to communicate with the ship that they are working with. And basically, the code is as follows. I can actually just post it into Roll20 chat for you. You managed to kind of figure this all out with your 16 investigate. Yeah, so the signaling system utilizes the bullseye lantern to communicate the following messages by combining long and short flashes of light.
Huh.
Oh, we know how to bring them back in to shore if we want them.
I assume once we're gone, they check in, they'll know that everyone's dead, and they probably won't come back. So
Seems likely.
While
So-
they're in there doing this, sorry, can I want to use my artisan's blessing and just make a set of smith's tools.
Okay, so you're gonna set up for an hour to do this, right? You're gonna kind of I think it takes an
Could I have done it during the short rest, or would that?
well during a rest you really kind of have to rest, whereas this would have been definitely crafting and channeling divine power through your body and all sorts of other crazy stuff.
I
But
guess I don't
you
need
could wait till
yeah,
later.
it would be the same thing as like a whiz robe trying to summon their familiar. Like
Yeah.
it would it takes an hour, but not an hour that would also be a short rest kind of thing. So so assuming everyone's willing to wait for you to do that, I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, I don't think it'll take. I don't really need them, I guess, right now. So we can just continue, I guess.
Okay. Alright, so
Again, it's totally up to the group. True democracy.
there was nothing else in the desk, just that piece of paper.
Did you check the wardrobe?
Let's see. The piece of paper and the candles were under the desk. It's not really a desk so much as it is like a table that's being used as a desk, bachelor pad style. But let's see what else we could tell you about it. Yeah, no. That seems to be it. You still have the wardrobe though.
I'll take a look at the clothes.
Okay. Opening up the wardrobe, you reveal there is a fancy floor-length oilskin coat hanging in the wardrobe. It is trimmed in iridescent green silk and has some like gold embroidery going on with it, and the sleeves contain numerous pockets. So this is a very nice coat. Not actually very valuable. Only worth about 5 gold, but it just looks really cool. It's one of those like thrift store finds. You know what I mean? But there are actually 2 additional sets of fine clothes in there as well.
Take the coat, and while he was doing so, would look at the pockets, just in case.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, as you kind of fish around in the pockets, it doesn't seem that Samblone has used this this coat in a while. There's actually nothing in the pockets.
But I'm happy to share it with the party when they need to feel fancy.
I could.
Wait. Toothless, as you determinately check every single pocket, you do find one that is actually not hidden in the sleeve. It is hidden in the sort of inner part of the chest area, sort of an inside pocket. There is a set of thieves' tools that are pretty bent and broken, but look like they would actually still work.
Kind of those to the group and see if anyone would like to have them.
I'm gonna cast mending and then touch them like.
Okay.
Repair.
An interesting thing as you cast mending on them, they are exactly as they should be.
Huh.
But it's
And
Okay.
I don't know if this causes like a logic loop for you, Thogrim, or
He
not.
does it a couple more
Uh,
times.
But yeah,
Questions his faith.
your mending restores things to how they were originally created, and apparently somebody created them this badly. So I don't know how that sits with you, but yeah, they don't require any repair.
So he's gonna kind of look at my finger and like, what the fuck? And touch, like, all right, whatever.
This one hang on
I'll
with him.
pocket them. So yeah, Toothless takes them for now.
Okay.
Last thing, I check under the bed. Kind of lift it up a little bit, look under there.
All right. There are a number of non-sentient dust bunnies under the bed, as well as a pair of slippers.
I put the bed back down.
Oh wow. Would that cloak fit me? Do I-
I don't see. Yeah, I don't see why not. Are you secretly the biggest boy? I mean, it's Sam Blanet was a pretty normal sized human. He was he's about 6 foot.
Are you gonna wear that,
Just how big a boy are you?
Toothless? I'm not a big boy. I'm a.
Oh,
You never know.
Sorry,
We went like God. We went like 5 months before we found out this tabaxi was 7.5 feet tall. So like you never really know how big these people are until they tell you.
Jesus. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
have you guys
Axel, it's all yours if you want it.
have you guys ever heard of Roy D. Mercer? Sorry, that's a little off the subject. But he does a comedy skit where he calls people and he asks them like, "How big a boy are you?" It's like one of those radio shows. Sorry. I'm gonna link it in YouTube. Just sorry.
So what next? Brave hired help from Saltmarsh.
I need to buy one of these coats in real life.
Can I start knocking open the rest of these chests out here?
Yeah. We can definitely save some time, and like I can just tell you what's in them because again they're crappy locks. So all it would be is me asking you to make a bunch of dice rolls that you will inevitably pass or pass after a while. So let's see, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, because you already did the 2 at the end. So let's see. All right. Yeah, these are interesting. Thanks to thanks to lazy writing. Each one contains quote unquote personal effects, which I think is their way of saying like clean underwear. And a coin purse that holds 7 gold and 15 silver pieces.
Just gonna empty other coin purses.
1, 2.
Each one is the exact same. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes you're just like, I have described enough things. And since this was a first level adventure, they really did go all out on like describing stuff. Like it was crazy the amount of detail that they added. So I saw this and I thought it was kind of cute that they were just like, meh, they all have the same stuff in them. Yeah, so each of the 8 remaining lockers contains personal effects. Each has a coin purse that holds 7 GP and 15 silver pieces. So not a bad haul overall. One of them has something that's kind of interesting. It has a small pot of yellow ink.
This is a lot of stuff to go through. I'm not doing it now.
Okay.
Thank you for typing it all, though.
And one of them has a mysterious potion.
Whenever I see the yellow ink, I'm just gonna kind of hold it up like without looking and like, Illyria, There. This you want this?
I'd actually love that. Thank you. And the
And one
clothes.
of them has a wizened, shrunken head.
Nice.
Yep.
Pass.
Toothless will take that.
Just like hold it up and look like anybody want this? Anybody?
He points at it, and we take.
All right. One of them has a red resin D20.
Really?
Yeah, very meta.
The potion is it a particular color or anything?
Do you uncork it or
Yeah,
are
yeah,
you
yeah.
talking about through the glass?
Yeah.
Through the glass, it has like a very sickly, black, oily, um, like just like an oily sheen to it. Like it looks gross. It looks like you probably don't want to drink it. But you feel like it's a potion and not a flask of oil because it's in sort of a dolled up like vial, the vial that's like very fancy and it's got like like a wax seal and like a little cork and everything, which in your professional experience nobody has ever bothered to doll up a flask of oil like that, so
Yeah.
that's what kind of made you think it was a potion.
I'm just gonna slip that in my pocket.
All right. But yeah, those are the only noteworthy things. Everything else is just your standard, personal effects like a whetstone, a tinder tinder box, which is to say just flint and steel and some lightable materials. Just basic stuff. And of course, lots of clean underpants and socks. Because just because you're a smuggling pirate doesn't mean that you don't want to have some fresh laundry.
So, do you guys want to try to take a long rest down here?
It,
Deal with the skeletons, or just deal with the skeletons,
Or
or just leave
dealing with some skeletons right now. They're just skeletons.
if that's all that's down
Where were the skeletons?
Over
In
there.
that door.
True lasers.
Danger.
Yes, the big door that has boards hammered over it and a sign with a shaky hand has written danger.
There might be some danger. We could always upstairs.
There's some uppity weasels upstairs, I heard. And that elf ran off somewhere. Well, we're not gonna chase her, obviously, she's long gone. So, either
That's a
we
good point.
check out the rest of the house. I feel like we got most of it.
We have that key that goes to somewhere. Maybe that key goes to something inside of this boarded up room, maybe?
The one with the skeletons, you mean, or a different one?
No, the one with the skeletons, because we got that fancy key. I mean, we can either, maybe take it back to town, try to figure out if anybody knows anything about it, or maybe kill the skeletons and maybe there's something in there that's locked up. Can you see through the boarded up door?
Last time somebody tried to peek through, a short sword came stabbing out. But you definitely confirmed that there were skeletons on the other side.
Were we able to tell about how many?
Oof. More than 3.
Always set up a little bit of a trap. We could open the door as they come through.
Can we push the beds to kind of make a little bit of a blockade? Maybe make some difficult terrain for them and just shoot them?
Does anybody have
yeah, sure.
ball bearings? Thief?
You calling me a thief? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any small spheres for you.
Can I make those? I can make those, and then we can toss them in front of the door.
I think that'd be
And just
hilarious, but
kite the skeletons.
Yeah, if we want it, if we're down, the skull will start picking up some of these bedposts, unless they're tied to the floor. I don't know, are they?
Oh no, the beds aren't attached to the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
We
guys
still gotta
want
open
to?
the door first.
You guys are gonna spend an hour building a bed barricade, and then Thogrim, you're going to use the power of Gond to turn swords into ball bearings. Am I following along?
I think that's everybody. That sounds like
Or
a
we
good
can
plan.
just go back
I
to
mean,
town. I mean,
I don't know. You guys want to kill skeletons or no?
Let's kill skeletons.
Let's kill skeletons. They're unnatural. Dead.
So then,
All right.
do we really need the bedposts? Because we could
God,
use.
it's gonna be a lich in there.
oh yeah, the
mean, we can
lich. We
always-
forgot all about that lich.
We can
Oh,
always
yeah.
bounce if it gets sketchy.
And this is where we TP.
Yeah, you could make quite a few ball bearings with the blessing of Gond, if that is something that you are looking to do. Technically, a bag of 1,000, which is one use, only costs 1 gold, and only takes 2 pounds of metal.
Longsword costs 25 gold.
Yeah.
Got 25, 250,000.
How much surface area does it cover?
Where?
10 foot by 10 foot.
Oh, so we can
Yeah.
cover this whole area over here
Yeah.
with ball bearings, and it makes it.
I don't think they'll
difficult.
stack though.
So
what about
as an action,
caltrops?
you spill these tiny metal balls. They call them ball bearings, though most people don't use them as ball bearings. I don't know why they don't just call them marbles. They cover a 10-foot by 10-foot square. A creature moving across must make a dexterity 10 saving throw or fall prone. If they treat it as difficult terrain, they don't have to make the save. And
So
you were asking about Cal, more sinister.
Yeah, I guess we could do caltrops, or I mean, would caltrops really affect skeletons?
Fifth edition is very loose. Yeah, you can sneak attack them nowadays, so I don't know. I come from a day and age where undead were terrifying because of the amount of immunities and resistances they had, so it's been very fascinating to watch their downfall in 5th edition. As an action, you can spread a bag of caltrops over a 5-foot by 5-foot area, so a single square. Any creature that enters the area must do a DC 15 dexterity saving throw, or stop moving and take 1 piercing damage. This damage reduces the creature's walking speed by 10 feet until they regain at least 1 hit point. Or they can move through the area at half speed and don't need to make the save.
All right, well, everybody stands over here. We caltrop, ball bearing this area.
Still need to open the door.
Yeah, well,
They're
I
gonna
can
stab us
open-
while we open the door.
Can Mage Hand open the door?
It's nailed shut.
How...
I think Mage Hand's only good for 10 pounds. The
I
force.
think it's
We blast the door?
5 pound.
Oh, these
Yeah.
are-
Yeah, you could totally blast the door from a distance if you have attack spells that could do that kind of thing. I don't think you could hurt the door's feelings, Haxel. I know it's you and Tari are bullies of the worst sort, but the door is immune to psychic damage, so at least has that going for it.
I'll blow it open.
Looks like more of a window than me.
Yeah, so you guys tell me. I am the game engine. I need feedback from you. Currently, you are in a pretty safe situation, at least for a few hours. So,
Or let's kill some shit.
Then I'm gonna.
Uppity Wheels is outside. Heard them scribbling around out there.
Wait, why is our like high AC cleric running away from everyone?
No, because I have to make. I have to sit here and make caltrops or ball bearings unless anybody has any.
Buddy's revealed.
Can Buddy open the door?
Probably not. Yeah, he's not very strong, and if Buddy could open the door, then more than likely, 4 or more skeletons would have already opened the door. The door, you might say, is barricaded shut.
Well, we might just be able to weaken it a little bit, and then we'll bust through, and then we can get them.
Yeah. Okay. So caltrops or ball bearings? Do you guys think I can make one or the other? I guess.
All bearings, I guess. I don't know.
I'm gonna move Chipper out of the way just in case for the turnover track pops. So I'll put him in this core. Yeah, thank you.
So either they take one and they're
Or they fall down hilariously. Maybe. These skeletons are pretty dexterous.
YOLO. I'm gonna make ball bearings.
All right, so y'all gonna chill. We fast forward through an hour, and Thygrum turns the sword into ball bearings.
I
Okay.
25 gold worth of ball bearings.
Yeah, that is 50
25,000.
pounds. Yeah, 50 pounds worth of ball bearings. So you would need quite a few long swords to supply the, because it's not just the gold cost. You'd still need
However many ball bearings it's worth, I guess. You're
I
cutting
think,
out,
I think
Crash.
I think it's like an even exchange with a capped value of 100 gold.
Yeah.
So you'd still, yeah. So how many of these things are you gonna grind up here?
So if one long sword is what 25 gold, half of that is 15. Then I could, in theory, make 15.
Oops.
Well, right. I'm looking for the weight of the longsword. So a longsword weighs 3 pounds. So essentially, if you did both longswords, that would be 6 pounds worth of metal, we'd say.
Mhm.
So you could make 3 bags of ball bearings.
All right.
And that's 3,000 ball bearings, right? And that's enough to cover a 10 by 10.
Well, that's enough to cover 3 10 by 10s.
3 10 by 10s. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay. And then I can use half movement to walk through them.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna just tell everybody first, like, okay, I'm gonna do ball bearings from here and here. So that's basically 20 feet by 10 feet worth of ball bearings.
Can we put bed here and here?
Yeah, I guess we can. Just to make it more secure.
I mean, if you hide behind the beds, they'll have to walk around them anyway.
All right. So you want to put ball bearings and beds?
No. I
No.
want to
Okay.
move the
No, 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 here.
Okay, you want
that's
to put
ridiculous.
more beds here. You want to build like a wall of beds here? Am I understanding that correctly?
No. I don't.
I think the ball bearings. Is
I
It's
think
okay.
the-
It's okay.
I think the
Yeah,
ball
let's do
bearings are
this.
fine.
No, it's cool. I mean, I prefer it to a wall of corpses, which is what I usually have to see. So, all right. So let's see. We'll put some beds down here. There we go. Like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you could kind of hide behind it and like take shots at it. So we'll assume these are kind of turned on their sides a little bit. Okay. Anything else in this preparation against your heinous foes?
Nope.
Alrighty. How will you open the door now?
I know. So.
Oh
Yeah.
god, if we blast it, the ball bearings.
It's fine.
Okay.
Could I?
However,
Would I? I can move half movement through or half speed through the ball bearings and not take any. There's no issues. I don't have to roll anything, right?
Right, as long as you're moving half speed. Yep.
Okay. So I'll take half speed. Can I stand right here and see if I take any kind of attacks?
Yeah. You clank on up, and you are there. Give me a perception check.
With guidance would be 18.
Okay. Yeah, you hear a bunch of bony wind chimes kind of clattering about on the other side of this door, moving into position.
Okay, I'm gonna. I'm
Just
going
like hurt the
to.
door a little bit, and they probably bust through
Yeah,
anyway.
That's
Just
what
like
I'm gonna
bang
do.
on it like 3 times. Say, the ding dong ditching these skeletons.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hit it one time and then I'm gonna move.
All right, let's throw everybody into initiative order then. How's that sound? All right, I'll throw Tari on there. There we go. Little buddy, he needs to get on the initiative order. There we go. Alrighty.
All right,
Let's see.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to. I don't need to wait on initiative, right? Can I just? Because I was gonna basically do this to start.
Yeah, why don't you you are surprising the hell out of this door. So why don't you do it and then we will start the actual initiative.
Okay, so could I use carpenter's tools to weaken the door without like?
You would need to stand in front of the door within stabby range of these skeletons.
Okay, but if I attacked it with my hammer, could I stand up right here?
Right, you could swing the hammer from where you are.
Okay, then I'll do that.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I mean it's a door. It doesn't try to get out of the way or anything. So go ahead and roll damage on it. Yeah, you start things off with some solid damage to the door. Some of the planks kind of crack and splinter, and you hear a lot of excited, bony wind chimes on the other side of the door.
Okay, then I'm gonna half movement, basically my way, like kind of very gingerly, like walking through the ball bearings.
Alrighty. I mean, once you hit the door, we're definitely in combat. So
Okay.
definitely respect whatever speed
So-
your character would have.
5, 10, 15, 20, and then that's 20, right? That 25. Could I still get to here with 25 or no? I'd have to.
No, it's 10 feet of movement when you're doing difficult terrain.
That'll be fine.
Yeah,
So right there.
that's part of the difficulty of playing the master race. So, all right, starting the actual initiative. Haxel, you're up.
I don't think you sorted the guys
no.
yet. I think the skeleton.
Oh,
went
right.
first.
All right, hold on. Let's see. Oh, yeah, one skeleton goes first. It can't even get to the door. There are too many boys in the way. Maybe she will move over and assist the other one. There we go. Haxel, you're up.
Already a mockery.
All right. So using your concentration slot, you will begin readying a vicious mockery. All right. Tari will do the same thing.
How many of these skeletons
so
get to this door?
Red dot for ready. There we go. And I guess Tari probably would have used a hit die on her turn. So I should have, or on the short rest. So let me do that real quick.
+6.
Yes.
You rolled a. That's
All right. So good. Good that she had the +6. All right. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. So she's no longer bloodied. She's readying in action. That brings us to a skeleton number 19. All right. Skeleton number 19 is going to do some stuff. Cool. All right. Toothless, you're up.
Oh, that happened. I think I'm gonna turn into a giant hyena.
Oh,
Wow.
But
okay.
he really wants Buddy to ride on top of him if possible.
All right, let's see what we could do about giant hyena. Let's see.
All right,
Is
to
this
throw that at you.
is that a scaly version or a more traditional version?
Of one for sure, but more traditional is
Okay.
fine.
Okay, let's see. I was just thinking we have those newer minis we made for you. We could drag them in. Let's see. Uh, yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and use this
Like
guy
kind
for
of like
now.
motion for like Buddy to get on top of him.
Yeah. You do at the speed that Buddy moves, it might be best if you kind of, you know, nudged him into places you were shifting forms, for sure. So let's see. Giant hyena. I don't think there's one already built into the adventure, so let me grab it real quick. What a terrible artwork for that. Ugh. All right, so that brings the hyena into our game. And let me link it to your menu real quick.
Delete it. The game.
Let's see. Here we go. All right, druids. Good stuff. Let's see. There we go. And then I got to actually give you control of the hyena. There we go. All right. You should be able to move that miniature around now.
Yeah, I think he'll kind of run up with Buddy.
Okay. All right. And that was your bonus action to change and to move. What do you want to do with your action?
I think dodge.
Okay, gonna take a dodge action. All right, Illyria, you're up.
I will ready a shot for first thing comes out.
Okay. Readying a shot. That brings us to skeletons. All right, so skeletons have been trapped in here for a while. They are not so good at breaking out of this thing. They will have advantage here because they are trying their best, and Thogrim did lower the DC to break out by smashing a bunch of the boards. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, 12's not enough, so they are not able to get out yet. Skull, you're up.
I will just dodge.
Okay. Thogrim, you're up. You hear the skeletons beating against the barricade, but it is thus far still too difficult for them to escape from.
I'm gonna throw a light hammer at
Okay.
the door.
Alrighty. Yeah, again, door doesn't try to get out of the way. You're well within your short range, so six damage. More of the boards kind of splinter and break as you throw the hammer. You're pretty sure they should be able to bust out now.
Okay, then I'm gonna.
They were wrongfully put in there. We're just trying to help them out.
Keep in mind that people were trying to sleep here, so they built a barricade that they felt, like would actually keep them alive at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Would
This one is going to assist the other one.
Would this be difficult terrain right here?
These beds.
Yeah,
The
so
bed
it's-
runs like halfway into this, so
Well, the beds are set up as a full-on barricade, but yeah, with this taking up most of the space, I would definitely say it's difficult terrain.
okay, and that'll be the rest of my movement.
Yeah, these are single beds, so they create a barricade that's about, let's say, 3.5 feet tall tops. Yeah. All right, so that one's going to help that one. They're going to try again with advantage.
Oh no.
Yeah, they kind of smash against the door.
Very
Um,
cinematic though.
yeah,
Mhm.
they're still unable to bust through. That brings us to Buddy. Yeah, Buddy just kind of sits on his mount, watches it all unfold. Top of the round, the skeleton's going to assist this other skeleton. All right, Haxel, you gonna continue to hold your spell?
Yes.
Alrighty. Tari will continue holding her spell. That one's gonna do what that one's doing. Toothless, what are you gonna do?
Move back ever so slightly with Buddy. There we go.
Okay.
And dodge.
Alrighty. Illyria?
I will still ready a shot.
Okay. This one's gonna try with advantage from its ally. There we go. All right. And with that, there is a snapping and cracking of wood, and the door and barricade are destroyed, revealing the skeletons beyond.
Animated.
They're moving.
Yeah. Two of them have bows and arrows ready and are going to fire shots at the same time that you guys who are holding actions would also be doing your stuff. So this is just a straight up, like, just shootout here. Because of your barricade here, you guys gain the benefits of cover, which is very nice. And with the door situation and soft cover, I'm going to kick that all the way up to 3/4 cover. So anybody that is targeted by these shots, you will have a +5 to your armor class. All right, so both of these are taking shots. I would say probably Illyria, you're the best bet because you're just a straight target from them. So 2 shots at you, and you're holding an action, Therese holding action, Haxel's holding an action. So all these things are happening at the exact same time. So go ahead and drop those attacks. All right. Illyria, your AC is a 19 because of the 3/4 cover. So one arrow does hit you for 6.
Okay.
The other one narrowly misses you, nearly does 5 points of damage. Haxel and Tari, I'm going to assume that you do the one out in front simply because it's the first one that you could see. Does that sound good?
It does.
All right, so that one will try to do wisdom saving throw against you and fail, and it will try to do a wisdom saving throw against Tari and also fail. So it is going to take 2 points of psychic damage and another 1 point of psychic damage. So 3 points of psychic damage, and it will have disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Haha.
Alrighty. You just reminded it that it has no body to dance with.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anywho, yeah, so I'll clear these readied actions. So once you've used your ready action, you just kind of click your little arcade button and you just toggle off the red dot, because I do a red dot for readied. Some games they do a red dot for bloodied, but I kind of prefer like the half full heart because bloodied means you're at half health. Anywho, yeah, busted down the door. It does have some movement, so it's going to kind of push past the throng and head on out. It is not paying attention. Do we cue up the banana peel Foley sound? Let's find out. Dexterity saving throw. Oh, he just sort of, yeah, he pretends he's got some Heelys, and he just kind of comes out and just kind of swee along the ground here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll do another save for the next patch. That'll work. What's the question there, Lyria?
Oh, did I miss on my?
Oh, sorry. Your attack roll with a 14. Your attack roll with a 14 is actually just enough if you were shooting the one up front.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, it would miss because there's just too much soft cover for the others and all that jazz.
Okay.
So yeah, what's the damage there? Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Oof, 10 points of damage. Yeah, there's an explosion of bone, and this guy is Dunskies up front. So that's cool. That means, yeah, all right. This guy will still continue his path out of here. I think I moved the wrong one, though. Hold on. There's so many. They're just all like jammed in there. They really wanted to meet you guys. So 1, 2,
cute.
3, 4, 5. Let's do another dexterity saving throw. Does the Healy's magic continue? It does. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It will move up to here. It is brandishing a mighty short sword. Yeah, its armor is described as armor scraps. I don't know why people don't give their skeletons better equipment. All right, Skull, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna go here, and if I can see in there, can I see how many of them have short bows or ranged armaments?
Yeah, the to make up for their terrible armor, and generally just crappy everything. Skeletons do have short swords and short bows, so they can toggle between the two. So you even see that this jabron's up front even has a short bow slung over his shoulder and a little side quiver of arrows.
Okay. Here's what I'd like to do. You tell me if it's okay. I'd like to ready my breath weapon.
Okay.
I'd want to get as many as I possibly can because I know they're about to go soon. So I guess.
Okay.
Can I wait and tell you when I do it, or do I have to have a specific like?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so yeah, my ready to action. I'll be readying that. That's my. And I'll be.
All right.
I'll kind of be like hiding behind the bed, I guess.
Okay.
Or taking cover
All right,
from the wall.
so just like an alligator in a pond with just your snoot poking over the barrier. I gotcha. All right. Thogrum, you're up.
I'm gonna smash this one in the face.
All right, bring it.
Quick. It's good to meet you.
Yeah, that is a hit. And 6 damage doesn't seem that great, but skeletons really hate bludgeoning damage. He takes double that and is bloodied. You hear a lot of his ribs and chest kind of just crackle and cave in, and only the necromantic magics that animate him are keeping him going at this point.
All right. And that's my turn.
You could.
That's your turn. Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Alrighty. This skeleton right here is going to move. He will go 1, 2, and move out onto the ball bearings. He will try to make his dexterity save.
Yeah.
Oh, he flubs it. Yeah, there's a little banana
Yay.
peel sound, and he whoop 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 falls to the ground. Let's see. He has moved 1, 2, 3. He falls prone. Let me double check here. So you fall prone. Okay. So he will spend the rest of his movement standing back up, but he can't get any further. Frustrated, it will throw down its sword, pull out its bow, and fire. Skull, you're the closest one. You do have a +5 from 3/4 cover, but he's going to take the shot anyways. All right, here it comes.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit!
I saw the plus in there. I saw the plus in there.
Yeah.
Like he crit before I loaded up.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, could have gone either way. Yeah, so that is 13 points of damage right to the snoot. You have
That's
an
okay.
arrow sticking out of your snoot right now.
That's okay.
Yeah,
It's
it
not okay.
smarts for sure. Yeah. So that is its turn. Okay. Does that cause you to fire, or are you going to continue to hold it? Yeah, as a fellow
on.
snoot owner, you kind of wince when you see that injury because the snoot is like these soft skins don't know. They don't know just how sensitive the snoot can be.
It's horrible.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
This
I'm holding
sweet
still.
baby, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, this sweet baby is dead, so I'll remove him from initiative. That guy's out of actions, so he will stay right there. This guy, uh, skeletons are not super stupid. He did see this guy fall. He did see an arrow easily sink into this guy. He thinks that might be pretty easy. He's going to push past his buddy and try to step out into this floor area. Let's see.
Oh, so he would have had to have been in that square then. If that, I'll just.
Oh, I know. I'm seeing if he would, for even for a second, like kind of look and consider the ball bearings. He does not. So let me make his dexterity save. All right, so he kind of goes out and sort of, kind of whoop whoop whoop, kind of slides over to here. He too will take a shot with his bow, which he already had out. So his this guy's short sword is still on him. He's going to take the shot at you. Let me mark this guy so I remember that he does not have his short sword on him. All right, here we go. Taking a shot. You have a +5 to your armor class.
Okay.
Oh, so that just thunks into the bed barricade that you've created. Alrighty. Buddy, you watch as these living creatures battle it out against these undead creatures. It is fascinating. It has been a long time since you got to be entertained like this. All right. Skeleton number 22. She's a big helper, responsible for helping with many door attempts. Now she is free, and she has a lot of love to give. So she is going to come out the door, or at least try to. So she's going to go 1, 2, 2, 3, and then she has to make the dexterity save. She does. And then let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, she's gonna take a look around. She sees that this guy is over here fighting. She sees that there's this dude's snoot over here on the other side of this thing. She also sees that beyond the snoot there is an elf lady. There's a bunch of people actually. So yeah, she will throw down her weapon as well and fire her bow. So here we go. This one is against Illyria. Illyria, you do still have the benefit of 3/4 cover from your bed barricade that you built. So this is trying to hit an AC of 19. Yeah, so that just thunks right into the bed barricade. Haxel, you're up. Ooh, okay.
That guy right in front.
This guy up front. All right.
Yeah.
They're going to try their best. They don't have very good wisdom. So literally, sticks and stones can break their bones, and words can also break their bones. So let's see. But not this time. Not this time. Too intent on this dwarven cleric to notice your hurtful words. Tari, who is on autopilot, will try to do the same thing on the same target. She, however, succeeds and drops some witty pun about bones and skeletons and whatnot, and that is all it takes, I believe. Let's see what the psychic damage is. Oh yeah. He just sort of collapses into a pile of bones. All right. And then she will, Dukes of Hazzard style, slide across the table to here. Okay. That brings us to the skeleton in the back. All right.
So yeah, as soon as this one comes to the door, I will.
All right. Hold on just a second.
Unless it shoots me again.
I have to add the Lich to the fight. Hold on.
Oh no, I mean you don't have to, right?
Well, I mean, enough time has passed that it's time for him to join the fight. Let's see.
Well, it's nice knowing you guys.
All right, there we go.
Agree. It was fun.
Yeah, so this one is gonna scuttle on forward, and man, it's so crowded. It's just gonna take the shot. Let's see. Yeah, it's already a terrible shot anyway. Sure, it'll take the shot over these allies here. So we'll go ahead and we'll just shoot at who can she see? Yeah, Haxel. You have a +5 to your AC from this. Are you going to use your breath weapon skull or no?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
I'm just waiting. Yeah, so
Okay. All right. So but right as she's kind of raising her bow to take the shot, you breathe out your breath weapon. 7 damage. Let's see. We'll go closest to you and then we'll move back. So 1, 2, and 3. Oh yeah, all 3 of them fail. 7 points of damage to each. All right. So that's first one is bloodied. Second one is bloodied. And third one is bloodied.
okay, and then yeah, I just will drop prone. No, I can't. Go ahead.
Right, not on a ready to action you can't. Okay.
Okay,
So yeah, this one was gonna shoot at Haxel.
Yeah.
Yeah, since you sprayed it with acid, it's just gonna turn and shoot at you instead. So here we go. You still have 3/4 cover.
Good.
Ooh, so
Okay.
15. Yeah, thumps into the barricade, unable to hit you. All right, and it's decently smart for an undead. It will actually step aside from the door, since there's people firing at it and shit. Toothless, you're up. You a big boy, and they built this barricade. I don't know what you're gonna do about all this.
Yeah, I know.
You could yeah.
But is so like the person who is here is dead?
Hmm.
Correct, yeah.
Please, undead. He's
Yeah.
dead.
But
Yeah.
it's maybe dead for keeps now.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's a lich somewhere.
If I wanted to leap over the beds, that
mhm.
impair my movement in any way.
I mean the ceiling's not super low in this room. So yeah, you could probably make the jump over the beds. I don't think it would impair your movements. We'd probably just
difficult
do
terrain.
an athletics check, just because you've got allies here and the beds, and you don't want to accidentally knock it down, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm also like a little bit uncertain as to whether I actually want to go like streaming ahead of everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Dwarf isn't that tall.
So I think I'm gonna continue to hold my action.
Okay.
And
You're gonna hold an action, or are you gonna keep dodging?
Yeah, I think I'll keep dodging.
Okay. All right, Illyria, you're up.
Okay. I will hunter's mark this.
This one up front.
Yeah, the one up front.
All right, so you spend a spell slot and activate your. Is it concentration? I don't think it's concentration.
Yeah.
It
it is.
actually is.
Is
I
it?
forgot about that
Oh.
last time. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
you activate your hunter's mark, concentrating on it, and it is now marked. Okay. Bonus action. Now what?
And I will take a shot at him.
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely a hit. 6 damage plus another 3 for 9. That is enough. The crossbow bolt sails over Skull's head, over the barricade, and connects with its skull. The skull just shatters like young Link when he gets a hold of a flower pot.
And then I will move over here. I don't like getting shot at.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Skull's still got an arrow sticking out of his snoot as a reminder of the dangers that you guys face. All right, the Lich's turn. What are you bringing to the table, Lich? All right, looks like some pretty powerful attacks here. Oh boy. Let's see.
Oh God.
A Lich in a level 1 dungeon. This is exciting. All right. Let's see.
I mean, it's got to be like a little baby lich, right? I mean, there's no way.
Oh,
How could the lich not break down the door?
It's a full lich.
All right, so Skull, you see the Lich, I guess, right? Come into view.
Yeah.
It is a skeleton with a wispy blue beard of
That's really cool.
of ectoplasm, and it is definitely cosplaying as a black mage from Final Fantasy. It kind of looks over at you and regards you, and it is going to uh, extend its hand, and then globulets of acid fly out of its hand towards you. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it will actually attack your barricade instead, since that is within a better range. So it's actually
Oh,
going to
boy.
launch this at the barricade. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, and man, these are some ass attacks. All right, I would say a 7 doesn't even make it. I would say it kind of like ploops on the floor here. I mean, I'd say an 8 would hit. It's trying to hit a large stationary object.
Yeah.
So some of the acid lands on the bed and begins to sort of eat away at it, just kind of burning away at it, and then the creature is going to kind of scuttle off to the side here with the rest of its movement. All right, Skull, you're up.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind again and take the arrow out of my snoot.
Okay.
That's just the kind of one thing.
Oh yeah, all in one go kind of
Yeah.
thing. I got you.
Rolled a 4, so 5 health back. Nice. Okay, that's 10. They're just training arrows at me. I'm gonna.
Here we go. Put some acid down. There we go. Yeah.
I guess I'll try and get out of their range.
All right.
'Cause they're still like holding bows and stuff, right? So I'm gonna. Try and
Oh
get-
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go over here, and that'll
Okay.
movement. Yeah. Oh, bonus action. Yeah. Okay. So I will ready in action. I guess I will throw a dagger if another skeleton comes in this square.
Okay. Thogrum, you're up.
Okie dokie. I am. I'm going to do. I'm gonna use Sacred Flame on this.
Okay. Sacred Flame on this fine skeleton up front. That is a dexterity based save. Here we go. I think a 12 just makes it.
Yeah, it's 12. DC 12.
All right. Yeah, so it just kind of like Healy's out of the way with the ball bearings of this blast of Sacred Flame. Marbles kind of scatter everywhere, bouncing off of walls and doors. Yeah, it is. What was the kid's name? Kevin McAllister would be super proud of the job you guys did tonight. So to go way back in time for that one. All right. Anything else from Thogrum?
I'm going to back out of the way so the big fuck off hyena can get in the way. So 5, 10, 15, 20.
All right. Having made it save against the ball bearings, and definitely now aware that there are ball bearings, this one is going to move carefully through the ball bearings. So it's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. And yeah, it will aim at this big old scaly hyena that is making just an adorable laughy smile face, and it is going to shoot at you. But you are dodging, so this attack is at disadvantage. All right, so a 14. All right, for 6 points of damage. And that would be the skeleton's turn. Same deal with this one. It is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Skull, it has triggered your held action.
Excellent. Alright, so dagger. Like that.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, 16 is pretty good.
Oh, wait.
Even with the soft cover from your ally, I believe a 16 would still hit.
+2, ain't it?
I'd say, huh?
You'd have a
Yeah,
+2
we get
to
a
me.
+2. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
going to get the full benefit of 3/4 cover.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming you're throwing it, this away basically. So yeah, that is a hit
Just barely?
for 5 points of damage.
Nice.
Yeah, just barely. It almost glances off of Toothless as you throw that dagger. But yeah, 5 points of damage. All right, so it will continue its turn.
The guy that
Toothless.
just threw a dagger at him.
Yeah, Toothless, it will fire on you, I guess. This is also at disadvantage. It's just such a big target. They can't help themselves. 7 more damage. And remember, you can track HP on these beast form minis just like you can on your normal mini. So that there's it's easier bookkeeping for you. Alrighty. Buddy gives you a reassuring pat on the back, and you feel one of the arrows kind of snap free of your scales, discarded to the ground. Thogrum, you watch as Toothless kind of like reactively sort of brushes up against the wall, snapping one of the arrows, and it comes out of his hide. So whether or not there was a tiny stuffed hand on the arrow at the time, who can say? All right, and that will bring us to top of the round. Skeleton 22. Skeleton 22 died a hero. Good job. Haxel, you're up.
Shoot that guy. Or
Alrighty. All right, so you go to yeah, that's a sick burn. Let's see. It
Wait to
is
get
gonna
that
try
second
its
D4.
best.
Nice armor, nerd.
Yeah. He takes that 1 point of damage.
hop
And,
over.
and it has its feelings hurt. All right, Tari, same deal, because autopilot NPC. So just the barrage of insults that are coming this way. She will actually spread the love to this one back here. Let's see if it makes the save. Anytime, roll 20. All right, I'll click it again. Ooh, yeah, this one too focused on what it's doing to listen to her mean and hurtful words. All right, that brings us to Skeleton 19. 1, 2, 3, and I'll do a dexterity save because this one hasn't actually journeyed out onto this stuff yet. Yeah. Oh my God, these guys must actually just play in ball pits for fun. I'm thinking because
Dragging her feet as they walk through.
yeah, they're loving it. So as it kind of scatters these things, it's like okay. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sorry, 1, 2, 3. So it'll go. I guess just 4, 5 onto its buddy in front of it. Yeah, that'll work. And let's see, bow readied. It's gonna go ahead and take a shot at. We'll say, yeah, it's probably the best shot right now would be at Haxel. So Haxel, you do have +5 to your AC against this attack because again, you've got this awesome bed barricade going on. Oof. So 16 is a good attack roll, but not enough to get past the barricade.
Nice.
All right. So that brings us to Toothless. What are you gonna do?
Can you remind me how to subtract?
How to?
Subtract hit points from Toothless's.
Oh, okay. So you click on the mini for the hyena, and it should pop up. Yeah, the circles. and then you could just do minus enter, and it'll automatically subtract, and it's linked to the character sheet for the hyena, so it'll disappear in
red
both
circle.
places. Yep. All right.
Toothless appreciates a world where people stop hiding behind him.
Then you should
especially-
not have played a moon druid.
Sure.
Moon druid
You
is
turned into this
early
big scary
game,
monster
early
and
game
then dodged
tank.
for 2
It is
turns.
just-
Then I took an arrow to my
Yeah.
face.
It is early game. It is early game tank. People see how much hit points you have access to, and they immediately are like, "It's your problem now."
You don't want to waste
Yeah.
the wild shape, right? You know.
We'll see how long it lasts.
All right.
I guess I'll attack this guy right here.
Okay. All right. So dodge ends. You move forward and you attack that skeleton. Let's see what happens. So remember, you can hold down Alt and double click your beast form miniature, and it'll automatically pop open the character sheet for it.
Oh, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
And then everything on there should work as just like readied macros. When you're using a monster character sheet, you just click the thing you want. It does everything for you. All right, yeah. So you bite this thing hard. Hyenas have one of the strongest bites of any land animal. It's pretty impressive animal nerd facts. They can actually bite through bones, and they like to bite through bones.
These things are all
that
bones.
Yeah. They demonstrate this ability quite well by killing this creature automatically. You just put its little head in your mouth, and like a German nutcracker, you just bite down, and ka-chunk, it is done. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, right. Because I get a bonus action on.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna be like half climbing over this like bed barricade as you kind of make your way in there. I got you. It's cool. It's cool. All right.
I'm
Creating a bigger barricade with your body.
Feeling bitey.
Yeah. Anything else from Toothless?
So I think on the bonus action, right? Like I get to move half my.
Oh yeah, because hyenas have some nastiness. Rampage. If you reduce a creature to 0 with a melee attack, you can take a bonus action to move up to half its speed and make another bite attack. So yeah, you can attack the next one for sure.
Rar.
All right.
I'll even use inspiration on that. I'm.
Huh?
Remember, you got to use the inspiration before the dice are rolled.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. All right. So you go to rush forward and you go to chomp down, but the bed starts to shift on you, and you kind of end up chomping right above the creature. All right. Anything else for Toothless?
I still have some movement left, right?
Yes.
Get the heck back.
All right. This one has a bow equipped, so it can't make a reaction attack against you. So yeah, you and your 13 tokens scamper away. All right. Illyria, you're up.
Okay, I will bonus action move my hunter's mark to the sky,
Okay.
and we'll fire at him.
Okay. Yeah, that is a hit. That is definitely a hit. All right. That is enough. You just catch the top of its head over the barricade that is sort of slowly dissolving from acid. And it is enough to finish it off.
Okay.
Anything else?
Just gonna move back a little bit.
All right. Let's see. Man, I feel like what else is this guy gonna do? He's mad. He's not happy that you guys are here messing his stuff up. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3. He is extremely intelligent. So yeah, like by now I think that enough ball bearings have probably rolled into this room and scattered everywhere. He's got a pretty good idea what's going on. So he will go 4, 5 to here. Let's see. He will look at what's going on out here, and oh, there's just so many people. Yeah, he will chuck more acid at your barricade and continue to melt it away. I think is what he will do. And he can do that from the doorway. So he will just keep chucking acid. Here we go. 1 and a 2. There we go. Somehow still misses on one of the attacks. But yeah, more acid is chucked over here and begins melting away more of the barricade, kind of making it easier for him to see targets and do all that. He steps over here to the side of the door with the last bit of movement. Skull, you're up. As a fellow acid user, you know, you can definitely,
I can
appreciate
it.
so some fine acid work.
All right. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh man, there's some weird lighting I can't see around this corner. Let's see. Can I reach over and pick up my dagger, I guess, as a item interaction?
Sure.
Grab that back. And then yeah, I guess that was 1. I could use this. Yeah, but okay, but it'd be half. I don't want to fall over. No, yeah, I'll stand here, and if like if he pops in the door again, I'll throw a dagger at him. Or is there just one skeleton? Is it just the skeleton? Lich?
Yeah, there's just one skeleton right here.
Okay. Oh, there is a skeleton there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess then I'll look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll attack it with the short sword and the dagger I just picked up.
All right.
2-weapon fighting. First will be the short sword. Nope. And I'll go for the dagger offhand. That's better.
Yep, dagger's a hit.
Nice.
All right.
Hell yeah.
He is bloody.
He is bloodied. Yeah. Thogrum, you're up. Unless there's anything else Skull wants to do.
That's it. That was kind of everything.
Okay. So Thogrum, you are up.
Okay. Let's see. 5, 10, 15. Right there. I'm going to Sacred Flame this one.
Okay. Let's see. Dexterity save. Here we go. Yeah, that is enough. Yet again, it dodges out of the way of the attack.
When I see him dodge this, I'm gonna get pissed off and I'm gonna use the 15, 20, and I'm just gonna towards. I'm tired of this casting shit. I'm gonna go smash him in his face then.
All right. The skeleton is dead. This skeleton is dead. Buddy's doing great. Haxley, you're up.
That guy.
Okay. Let's
Drink
see.
some milk.
Drink some milk. No.
Man.
Wasn't good.
Yeah, they will not drink that milk. The calcium levels are already really good. Anything else?
That's it. I'll duck down a little bit behind this too.
Okay. It does fail against Therese' follow-up insult. I guess the two of you working in tandem seems to work. It takes 3 points of damage and continues to be bloodied and will have disadvantage on its next attack.
Yay.
Alrighty. Skeleton number 19. All right. The best part about disadvantage in 5th edition is you can't get any more disadvantage than you already are. So it will turn and point blank, it will fire at you, Skull. Since it would have been a disadvantage to do a melee shot anyways, might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, good.
A 9. Yeah. All right. Doesn't hit. And it will maintain. It will maintain. Toothless, you're up.
Could Toothless share this spot?
No, because people have to be two sizes smaller. Well, here's the thing. You could share with an ally if the ally allows you to, but then since the ally is not 2 sizes larger or smaller than you, you guys would both be squeezing, which is one of the worst status effects in 5th edition.
We definitely will not do that then.
Okay. Yeah, it's getting the nuances of being big down is one of the trickier parts of Druid for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be the end of his turn, I guess.
All right, so you're just gonna kind of move closer,
and
remember
I'll
if you
dodge.
and you'll dodge. Okay. Illyria. Yeah, most of this barricade is starting to have melted by now. What's left of this barricade has been reinforced by a mountain of scales and muscle and buddy. It is actually making it harder to get a shot at the target because you have the barricade, you have this hyena dinosaur, you've got a beefy boy cleric, and then you've got another beefy boy dragonborn. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So you
I'll
move
right
over
here.
there and take advantage of the destroyed barricade to take
Uh-huh.
a shot at the skeleton. Nice.
And I'll move my hunter's mark as
Okay.
well. Him.
All right. Make that attack roll.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah. Oh my
Stay
god.
bloody.
Holy shit. Yes, this is like some Skyrim kill scene here, where like the camera like attaches itself to the arrow and like or the bolt and just like flies across the room and then carries the body back into this
Yeah.
room, where it then shatters against the wall. And I'll just like delete the mini and just put like a pile of bones there instead. There
The
we
lich,
go.
the
Yeah,
lich
it's
comes out with his hands up.
yeah, it is wrecked. It is wrecked at that point.
And then I'll move back here.
All right.
Has anybody seen Bleach? Like
Yeah.
watched Bleach? You know, when like
Yeah.
dude fires like a Quincy arrow and it's like this huge arrow of light.
No.
Yep.
26. You rolled max on both.
Okay. That's rough. That's some rough stuff. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that works. All right. So, yeah, after a shot like that, you hear a sort of hollow sounding voice call out from around the bend. And it says in common, but definitely a little dated. The accent is from an earlier age, as it were. The voice kind of calls out, "Hail and well met. You seem to have broken into my home. I would ask politely that you leave at once, or I will call the authorities. You have already murdered my personal guard and staff. I hope you can live with the crimes and sins that you have committed." All right. Thogrum,
We're fucked.
100%. This guy is on the phone. You don't know what a phone, but he's on the phone right now, and he has called the police. Yeah, like it is for real. You probably in this area, in this neighborhood, you maybe have 8 minutes tops before the.
Well, 8 minutes. I mean, how many turns?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of combat rounds for sure. It's a lot of combat rounds. But yeah, that is what he will do with his action because yeah, he has a high enough intelligence score that he's not really feeling like he should go out there and just get gunned down like a chump. So yeah, that's what he will do. And all right, Skull.
A message.
Do
Yeah.
So Haxel, I feel like this is an opportunity If you wanted to set this place
You
up
hear
as a
the-
base
you
of
hear the heli-
operations,
you hear the helicopter-like sound of like griffin wings outside. They're like got the building surrounded. You see like 5 stars appear in the top left of the screen. Yeah. All right. So what do you do, Skull?
yeah, I guess call out to Haxel and tell him, well, this is certainly an opportunity. If you wanted to make this a place of your operations, we could have this guy run it, and he'll keep people out, and you could have whatever you want to do. What I want to do is I want to go grab this nerd and pull him out. So, of the where he's hiding. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit! There's more to this room. Okay. Well, I guess he didn't. Crash, are you transmitting?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. As you enter the room, he's gonna let loose his. Yeah, he's gonna throw an acid glob at you.
Okay.
For what it's worth. So let's see.
Always be dodging when you go into rooms.
Here we go.
Next time.
But it's a 9, so a big blob of acid just kind of like soars like over your head and sort of splashes against the wall. And the skeleton cries out, "Please, I don't have anything of value. I'm just trying to do my research."
Can I insight him?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's wearing like his black mage cosplay. It's not like he's like too blinged out.
I guess I'll call out to him and tell him to stand down, and we won't hurt you. Or I guess.
All right. He's actually confused as to what you are. Because when he was alive, there weren't Dragonborn in Forgotten Realms.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's definitely perplexed as to what the heck you are. I think he would just assume you're a half dragon, probably, because back in his day, there were just half dragons everywhere. If you weren't a Dritz Duerden clone, you were just a half dragon. Welcome to second edition Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, so he sees that you are a powerful half dragon, and he is scared. You hear his bones kind of rattling together.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So he says, I have no weapon besides my alchemical magics.
Yeah, look over at that vial of acid behind him on the wall. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes. I'm working on inventing a new type of spellcaster, an alchemist. And you don't have it in your heart, Skull, to tell him that came out already. So I hope, maybe, I don't know.
That came out. The player base didn't like it. The feedback was bad. I don't know.
Yeah, where they're like, I'm gonna tell him, and don't you dare, kind of thing. So like, yeah, it's up to you though. You can definitely break this man's heart if you want.
No. I don't want to. I guess I'm trying to get.
He's very expressive for a skeleton. I have to say.
Yeah, I love him. I
Expressive.
want him on my team. I don't know how to do that as this character. I'm not playing the right character for that. All right, so I did move. I guess I'll tell him if he stands down, we won't hurt him.
You like gold, right? You're a dragon. I can help you with that. I'm working on, and get this, I don't think anyone's tried to do this before. I'm working on a way to turn anything into gold. And Skull, you know that the cleric in the other room can already do that. So I don't know if you want to break his heart again by telling him that. So you already know someone that could do that, but he seems pretty proud of the fact that he's still working on this possible transmutation.
Yeah, 6-second combat rounds. If yeah, I'll tell him to stand
You
down.
gotta understand, in his day, they didn't have forge clerics, and transmuters couldn't actually turn shit to gold. They had to work hard for what they had. Okay, so this guy's from the old school D&D days. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll approach him or I'll tell him to stand down, or we won't hurt him.
I
and
don't
I
know
will
where
dodge.
else to stand but where I'm standing.
You can't get close enough to hit him in the face, or I would, but that's my turn. I will be dodging.
Okay. All right,
Unless
Thogrum, you're up.
Combat's over.
I'm gonna kill it.
Oh man. All right.
The plan was to bring him over to you so you could hit him, but he's too.
All right. So
the player in me
so
doesn't
you're
want to do
moving. You're moving painfully slow as you make your way through these these ball bearings of your own design.
Double movement, and then
Each one has a tiny signature that says Thogrum Fireforge on them.
And
Though you should probably develop a maker's mark. That would be pretty hype for your character, actually, if you had a maker's mark.
I think I'm gonna do that, and then I'm going to take the dodge action.
Okay. All right. Buddy grows bored. You feel him give you a reassuring pat, Toothless, that unfortunately combat is probably over. Unless you wanted to go chomp that chipper guy. I mean, it would be an automatic crit as long as the attack came from within 5 feet. Anyways, Haxel, you're up.
All right, so okay, so can I? I can. Let's see. That gets me 30 right there. And I can't see anyone. Everything's dead, right? The guys.
Yeah, I mean everything except the skeletal guy, skeleton mage is dead. Yeah.
Lich.
All right, so I'm just
Definitely
gonna say, wait. Let me talk to him.
All right, I'm gonna have Tari just keep a lookout at this point since she's kind of on autopilot. And you never know. You never know. Toothless, what are you gonna do?
Really, no. I can't move into here, right?
Again, you can move into your allies' spaces. You can move through allies' spaces if they are okay with it, and if you spend extra movement to do so, because you would treat them as difficult terrain. You also treat corpses as difficult terrain, and this hallway, the whole flipping thing is difficult terrain,
This
unless you
door.
want to have to make dexterity saves and stuff.
I'm gonna bring him out there.
Yeah, like it's just a bad situation when you're that big in
You're
a
probably
dungeon.
just standing like right
But
here.
I think
You could squeeze through this door. You could probably wedge yourself through this door.
yeah, I think I'll actually transform back into two.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna bid adieu to this cutie, and you turn back into yourself. All right.
I would walk in.
All right. So let's see. You moved with your hyena form. You did like what, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You kind of got up on top of everybody. Then you shifted back to your Reggie form, and then you're gonna head into the room. Okay.
He's
Buddy.
like, is all the world's races lizards now?
Yeah. what year is it? Yeah.
The
He
rise of
runs
the
out
drag-
onto the beach, and there's like a Statue of Liberty that's a lizard folk. And it's just like, no.
Damn you!
Damn you, scaly snoots.
Well, yeah, here's a scaly snoot and a skeleton person.
Yeah.
Big to get from us.
All right. As you walk into the room, the skeleton kind of looks from you to Toothless. It doesn't even know what to do anymore.
Nope. That didn't.
All right. Let's see. Illyria, you're up next, unless Toothless has something else he wants to do.
I guess I'm curious what the what the skeleton person is interested in.
Not being smashed, for sure. So do you just ask him, like, what is it you want? Or are you just kind of waiting to listen in? Like, do you when you stride into the room, do you have something you say to it, or?
This is a little
Yes, no?
surprising. We've been fighting some skeletons. What are you up to here?
You're very well spoken for a lizard folk. These were my servants. They served me in life and then in death, though apparently not very well. But they've allowed me to continue my research. That is until the bad men came and locked us all up in this room.
Oh.
So I guess what I would like is some new skeletons, and for you to leave. But I am willing to pay you to leave if that's what you'd like. I understand that when there's a home invasion, sometimes it's best to just give up the goods for one's personal safety.
We won't steal money from you, but let me discuss this with the rest of the party.
Okay.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of you out there. I don't remember my cellar having so many beds either.
All right. So, yeah. Illyria, you're up. What are you gonna do?
Let's see. 5. I'm just gonna move up here and dash,
Okay.
and I'll go right here and I just want to inspect these skeletons to see the type of damage I did to all of them.
Yeah. These skeletons were very, very old. Yeah, they were not maintained very well. And yeah, you wrecked quite a few of them. So, their loots are pretty terrible. So, if it was a Vigima game, it would be described as rusty short sword and crappy short bow and old ass arrows and scrappy armor. Yeah, the kind of stuff that you sell for a couple of copper pieces because people are like, ugh. Yeah. All right. Anything else from Illyria?
No.
Okay. Yeah, the skeletal alchemist, shaking with fear, he slowly walks over to this corner, and he will take a dodge action and hide in the corner.
Oh, guy.
All right, Skull, you're up.
Oh, well, that's.
Come here. Just let it happen.
know what to do. Alright. Well, I'll tell him. Are you really a lich?
He kind of like turns his head and defensively, and you see his ectoplasm beard sort of like billowing about as he does so.
A lich? No. No. Liches are evil undead. My name is Tarleton. Tarleton Cipher. I'm a alchemist. You've heard of me, right? I mean, I've done some pretty famous work.
16. Did I heard of?
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is the guy that lived in this house.
Oh, did they describe who lived here before? Oh no.
Well, you know, like
Did admin tell us?
as a local,
Or
this
the Ada?
is a local landmark. Yeah, you would have heard stories. But you have heard stories that this dude was crazy and did not treat his staff very well. And the fact that his staff is a bunch of skeletons probably doesn't look too good for him. So there's that. But he's definitely sure that he is not a lich.
Okay. What do you think, guys? Do we want to make friends with this guy, or do we just want to kill him? I think it'd be cool to make friends with him, and then he could guard this place for us. He can have the guys downstairs to make new skeletons. As long as he's cool with us, it doesn't hurt anybody. I'm cool with him staying here. What do you think?
I'm probably gonna smash his face in.
All right,
Because
I grab him.
We'll see.
I was planning to grab him anyway. Yeah, I will make an athletics check to grapple him. Out of the corner.
Let's see. Excuse me. My throat's like super dry. Let's see. Two. Okay. Yeah, so dodge rules is written. I don't believe any attack roll against you. Let's see. You try to make a grapple check.
This will be important for later. Yeah, check this out.
Yeah. This is a contested ability check, not an attack roll. So dodge does not help you against grappling, which is one of those rules is written that everybody thinks is terrible. But we'll just run it rules.
However you want to rule it. I mean...
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys.
Chris?
So we'll just run it as is. Yeah, I don't think there's any way that he can out grapple that. Even if I roll a nat 20. So you've got him.
Okay. I'll just bring him back.
All right. He just sadly kind of beats at your arms, and he just says,
"No, I have so much work to do."
And you'll be able to do it. All you have to do is come talk to us for a little bit, and then you can get back to whatever you were doing.
Roll a deception check.
Okay. Well, I'm not deceiving him, but I guess that he doesn't believe that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he starts making like arcane sounds.
Yeah.
He's making arcane sounds. All right. So you're bringing him, dragging him along with you. So whatever movement you have left, you can move at half speed and bring him with you.
That was here, there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'll put him over here, I guess. So yeah.
All right. Thogrum, you're up.
So 5, 10, 15. I'm just gonna walk in like,
Yeah.
like kissing the edge of my hammer.
Man.
Like,
All right. As you do, he just looks at you and he cries out,
Murderers! Murderers, all of you!
I'm gonna use my inspiration on this as well.
Whoa.
okay.
Damn. God damn. I really wanted to make friends.
All right. A 13. Let's see. 13 hits.
Oh.
Yeah, it is not enough to kill him. It does a lot of damage. He is bloodied. And you kind of break like a bunch of his like shoulder and jaw and face, and he just keeps crying out,
Murderers! You broke into my home and you killed me.
You're done.
You're already dead. And the other guys broke in here first.
All right. Yeah. You feel Buddy thrum with excitement in your hand.
Hey,
Oh, we want to ask him about Buddy.
Yeah, would Buddy like to heal this guy, or no?
I mean,
What?
I don't know. I don't know how he could heal this guy.
Jump from Toothless to this guy if you wanted to.
What?
I think in this case, he's just enjoying what is happening here, and
Murder done.
yeah,
This is terrifying.
he's definitely taking note. Haxel, you're up. Yeah, Haxley, you've seen some stuff in your shady past, and this definitely you've seen nerds shaken down by jocks before, and I'm sure you'll see nerds shaken down by jocks again. This is definitely one of those situations.
So
One beefy boy is holding him down, the other beefy boy is just beating on him.
yeah, I guess I could just talk to him from here, since he's surrounded. I'm gonna apologize to him for our invasion, and tell him we were sent here by the city to investigate some missing guards. Tell him, unfortunately, we're here now. We killed pretty much everyone else in the house, but we aren't all of us. We aren't all monsters. And I heard you said that you could pay us. Question.
I mean, with its shattered shoulder and face and everything else, it just kind of is beyond reason at this point. Just wailing for help, beating against Skull, trying to get away from him as Thogrum raises his hammer for another blow. He just kind of cries out,
Call them off. I did nothing to any guards. I've been working this whole time until I was locked up in here.
Haxel's gonna look at the party and say, "Do we have to kill this guy?"
Oh, I think we have a little bit of time. Why don't we learn more about him?
all right, anything else from Haxel?
No.
All right, Toothless, you're up.
This isn't very fun, but convince the party that maybe we shouldn't at least immediately kill him, and he'll try and interpose himself between Thogrum and creepy dude.
All right. Illyria, you're up.
Okay, I'll move right here, and I will move my hunter's mark to him.
Okay.
Seeing my friend take a hit at him. And I will hold my action to shoot him.
All right.
Yeah, and sorry if it wasn't clear. I'm actually trying to like keep Thogrum from.
Oh yeah. No. I took it to mean that you're trying to kind of protect this guy from additional hits. Yeah. He will. Yeah, he will continue to use the dodge action. Which I guess I was remiss, because I guess the first hit wouldn't have hit because you could still dodge while you're grappled.
Yeah.
So any amount of advantage is countered by any amount of disadvantage. So a 9 actually wouldn't have hit him.
Oh,
but we'll just say for effect that you did start bashing him. But he's still got some HP in the tank, as it were. All right, he'll just keep dodging and basically just wait to die. All right, Skull, you're up.
Really wanted to get back to town.
I agree.
We
Yeah.
opened the door.
I know. I'll just skip. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna hurt him anymore.
All right,
I'm just
you're
holding
gonna
him.
Just maintain the grapple.
Yeah.
Okay, Thogrum, you're up.
I'm gonna talk to the skeleton, and I'm gonna tell
Uh-huh.
him that if he doesn't turn over a new leaf, then I'll come back here and kill him myself.
Leaves? What do you mean? I am not a druid.
Either he swears to work for us, or I'm gonna smash his face in right now.
I don't know what work you need.
Any work we ask.
I'm not going to be your sex slave, you pervert. I wasn't
Yes,
born
you are.
yesterday. Trying to take advantage of an old man. You think I live alone, so that makes me desperate, huh?
He defensively waggles a finger at you.
Shame.
This isn't an attack roll. All right, I'm just gonna point my hammer at him and tell him that we own the house now.
Okay, he looks confused, and he's like,
Did you purchase it when I wasn't paying attention?
Either we own the house, or
Yes.
I'm gonna kill you right now.
I
Wow.
Where
see.
you stand.
You're trading my life for the house.
You can either keep on living and pretty much work for us, or I'll end your life now.
Well, you don't give me a lot of options. I guess that's what I will do.
You'll get to continue your research. I'll shake him a little bit.
Yes, so be it. You
How long
mentioned
ago
that
did the
town. Are you referring to the shitty little fishing village north of here?
Yeah.
The one with a single tower and like 4 huts?
How long have you been locked in here?
I don't know, a couple of weeks, I guess.
What
I'm afraid
happened?
to
How
say
did you
it's
get
been a
locked
lot
in?
longer.
I told you there were some people, and they came and they invaded the house. I would assume you said that you killed everyone, so I guess you killed them too. So I guess thank you for that. But
Yeah, if you'd like some more skeletons, we have some corpses down in the depths we don't know what to do with.
No more skeletons.
Mm,
Oh, okay.
It's not acceptable.
my staff and I were rounded up unceremoniously, stuffed down here.
If I'll only allow skeletons on one condition: if they
They
have
had a
no
cleric
weapons.
with them, and he kept making scary sounds. Herded us in here.
We were thinking of actually converting this house into an inn. Would you like to run it? No. We were thinking of.
How can I concentrate on my studies?
You'd be down here in the basement, and then the inn would be upstairs.
No, it's out of character. I'm sorry. I want it so bad though.
Oh, it's fine. We can
After
have
you
an inn.
mentioned
He can run the basement.
Maybe a Knott's Berry
I
farm
don't
up
know
in
who
here.
would stay at your inn. I chose this location because it's out of the way. Why am I even
So-
talking to you about this? Whatever you need, fine.
How about this acid that you're making? Can you produce more of it?
Sure.
You know how to make potions of healing?
Of course I do.
Well then.
What kind of supplies do you need for this stuff?
Alchemical ones.
What kind of
Alright.
ones? Should we go like ones from the forests around here?
it lets out like the deepest sigh. And it's like,
So you need me to teach you Alchemy. Is that the first thing that you need me to do, Master, as your genie?
What's a good place to start?
Is there anything else in this room?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like a bunch of cobwebs and smashed bones. There's errant ball bearings everywhere.
I'm gonna
Where
tell
is your lab?
Upstairs?
Uh-oh, this is where we go
Did
to the
we
montage
see
of
a
our taking him
room
through the
that was-
house, and it's all destroyed.
You did not see a lab upstairs.
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, you can insight check him. Oh yeah, he's lying hardcore. The lab is not upstairs.
Where is it truthfully? Or I will shoot you. You may have convinced my compatriots to keep you alive, but I am not convinced. You are unnatural.
I'll sooner die than turn over my secrets to the likes of you.
And at that point, there's enough of you that you could deliver damage sufficient to kill him if that is your intention. Otherwise, he will begin throwing acid with wanton abandon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's-
Realizing that the jig is up on trying to keep his lab a secret, he is not going to live to see his work disturbed by you. So it's really up to you. But basically, you could just if this was a Vigima game, there'd be a choice here right now where you could just, Thogrim brings down the hammer, Illyria fires the bolt, and that done is done, sort of thing.
Yeah, once he responds to Illyria like that, Thogrim's just gonna kind of be like, "Oh shit, son," and kind of
Okay.
like decide and let Illyria smoke him.
Well,
Yeah.
we want
So
to find out where the lab is first. I could try and intimidate him.
He just said he wasn't going to say it.
yeah, he's just gonna start
okay.
checking acid. Yeah, he's just gonna start pumping acid everywhere. Yeah. So again, you don't even need to make an attack roll if you decide that right now you're going to use your readied stuff to take him out, because there's enough readied actions here that they can do. All right. So with that, yeah, he crumples in your arms. His bones go limp, and his black mage robes just kind of billow out. And that is that. All right.
Yeah, that's probably more trouble than it was worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not to be trusted.
Oh well. It was his funny voice that ingratiated me into it. I wanted him to be my pal.
I really liked his voice.
Yeah, so did I. It's good.
There you go, Crash. All you have to do is make for us to like someone. Just do that voice again.
I know.
You can have any NPC live for more than a second.
We're a bunch of freaking softies, man.
I wouldn't say that. I definitely wouldn't say that. Yeah. So I think I think we're at time. But you have if there was a 5-star rating for this dungeon, the morning group got like 1.5 stars. You guys are very close to 5 stars. So I don't know how much more time you want to put into the house that crawls. I don't know how much more you could get out of it before it kind of turns into a squeezing blood from a stone. If you are interested in the property, know that in Forgotten Realms and the Sword Coast, all of there is no, it's not like Pioneer America, so everybody owns something. So you may want to ask in town how you would go about like formally owning the property, Otherwise, you would be no different than any other bandit outfit that decided to set up here. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah. If you were across the oceans in like Mazteca or whatever, or in the wild jungles of Chult, or any of these more like uncivilized, unclaimed lands, yeah, you throw down your flag and your fort, and you're good to go. That being said, can't imagine the property be that expensive to officially pick up. More than likely, it belongs to um, the local city council. I mean, maybe you could try to swing something, in that way. I do have like a pretty cool coastal tavern map that could easily replace this one if you did decide to fix it up. So it's certainly a possibility. And yes, Axel, the map does have a special renovated smuggler's cave attached to it. It's almost like it was meant to be. Um, but
Hmm.
again, that is totally something that you guys can all discuss in chat. What your next move is going to be. Um, yeah, I guess we will stop here then for the night. I'll move you back to the start page. And yeah, you guys decide this week how much more you want to get out of the house that crawls, and whether or not you want to take the goods with you, how you would want to get them back, if you want to take the jolly boat, if you want to turn in the goods to the city council, if you want to try to keep them for later. These are all the kinds of things that you guys should start thinking about. And if your characters are serious about doing future business together, I cannot recommend enough a party charter. It can save you guys a lot of gameplay time later on when points of contention come up. And what I mean by that is you got two bards in the party, and an amazing bard item shows up. How best do you handle that sort of stuff? Brave moon druid dies saving the
Combat.
party, who pays for his raise dead spell, that kind of stuff. So there's all these things to kind of consider, and generally if you've considered them ahead of time, you don't have to spend a bunch of time figuring it out, in game, which can lead to more time for exploring and role playing and all that other stuff. So yeah, uh, good stuff. I'll post up XP during the week. I don't think it is enough to get to level 3 yet, but you do receive quest XP for. Yes, I did say the word XP. Yep, I did. Um, Quest XP is available for turning in quests, so you do have one of those outstanding at the moment. All right. Any other questions for me before we adjourn?
No, thanks a lot.
That was
All
fun.
right. All right. Cool. See you guys next week. If you have any questions during the week, let me know. And yeah, hope your week is.
We got 5 seconds to make it exactly 3-hour recording. 4,
Oh
3,
man, and we're
2.
yep, 2, 1.